Okay, let's give it another try with Slicer so that we can do the segmentation from the DICOM. So we're going to launch up 3D Slicer. And then we're going to go load DICOM data. DICOM, depending how many slices there are. And now up here, we're going to click where it says DICOM, and we're going to go first into volumes. We're going to make sure that we've got CT bone selected. Then back up to volumes and volume rendering. In volume rendering, we're going to go to the preset, and then there should be MR default. So we're going to choose that one. Now, just here, we can choose to select the volume. You can see that allows us to see the 3D rendering over the top right. Using the shift, we're going to change the threshold. So we want to change this just to the point that we can start to see all the bone, everything we need to, but not too much that we lose the quality. So if I go further, see I start to lose the jaw as well. So we're going to do that just there as the sort of noise is starting to disappear. And then we can also enable the crop, that's down here, and change it to display ROI. That allows us, we can zoom out a little bit, and this allows us to control the cropping everywhere we need to. So let me just fit that to the volume. We can control it from the front. So I just try to click and spin. Then the main one, I can reduce it from the top. Now obviously I can't reduce all the teeth because I don't want to lose too much of that bottom jaw either. But we can, let's bring that in a little bit because we don't need all of that. There we go, we're fairly close to where we need to, so I can click display ROI again to get rid of it. Make sure that we're on GPU raycasting, that just makes everything a little bit quicker. And then up here, volume rendering again. Now we can go to segment editor. Here I want to add two segments, so my mouse is just over here. And the first one, the green one, I'm going to call it inside. And the orange one I'm going to call outside. So now I'm going to click paint at the bottom, and I'm going to start with the inside. Then with the DICOM I can start with some slices to the left, just as I start to see the teeth and the bones, and same one here as well. There we go, we're just starting to see the outline. So I'm on inside layer, I've selected paint. Now I'm just going to highlight across. Now if I go over, so you can see here I've gone into the darker grey, I can then click outside. And make sure that on the outside I cover that. I can just do some lines that are as close as I can get without going over. And all we're doing is we're telling the machine what to define the area by. There we go. The closer I can get it, the better the matching is going to be. But I don't want to confuse it. I don't want to have too much overlap on any side. So I'm going to switch over back to inside, and I'm going to do this for each of the areas which interest me, making sure I get the teeth and the bone as well. So I'll fill that in where I can. Like I said, I get fairly close to the edge, but I don't want to go too far overlap either. So I can bring that in to a little bit closer, and that will just refine the information I'm going to get. If I want to spend more time, I can change the diameter here on the left, so here to 1, and I can spend more time filling it out, just helping it get more information and understanding where that outline is, because all it's going to do is going to take the colour grading and then use that for matching it up. There we go. And if like here I've gone over and I want to reduce it, I can go into Erase and just select that area and it'll pop off. Same as before, I'm going to go to Outside, Paint. I'm now going to set that to 5. Close, but not touching, and round. Again, I can let go of the click if I need to and keep going. And then again, like here, if I want to, I can go back to Erase, make the diameter smaller, and just make sure I'm not highlighting the bone as well. And again, select this, increase my diameter again, maybe on 3. Highlight the area. And again, I'm going to go back to the outside and just do a let. So I'm going to try not to touch any of the teeth or the bone on the upper jaw, because again, I don't want to confuse it when it's trying to match up the colours to the scan and what it's looking for. So I don't need to select anything from that top jaw. I don't need any of these to join up either, so I can just make a nice little outline here the best I can. Again, the closer we get it without touching anything we want to, the better the matching is going to be, because we're only going to do this on a few slices. We're not going to go over and do this on every slice, because it will just take far too long. So there we go, that's close enough. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just push the slices up a little bit further, and here I'm going to do it where I can start to see the teeth. Same here, I'll push this up more or less. Closer, let's go. Let's go for those teeth there. And then again, we'll push this slightly further. And this time I want to see the teeth on that bottom jaw. So same again, clicking inside on the left, paint, choosing my diameter, and then filling it in. Now, if I want to here, again, I might go for a much smaller brush here, just so I can really define the teeth and I don't get too much of the noise in between, which is what leads up to all the closing of the teeth once you get to it. So there we go, I'll do that one. I might now just increase it to 3 on that diameter. It allows me just to do some bigger circles. Do that on each tooth, on each of the teeth, and then I might switch back to the 1 diameter as the area gets smaller, and very much just choose where it is that I'm trying to fill out. Like I say, you can make this less accurate if you're not too concerned about the segmentation for the other teeth, the other areas you're working on, and we're going to be smoothing it out later anyway. So if I then go back to the 3, that then allows me to have much wider brush strokes and choose the segmentation for what I'm working on. There we go, and then on these teeth over here, nice and easy, just a nice big brush, select what we want. Again, I've gone slightly out, so now I'm just going to choose that erase button and just make sure I've not taken any of that extra darker grey with me. There we go. click on the outside, click on paint, and again, nice big strokes. All we're doing is defining the outside now. There we go. And then same again on here, on the inside. And again, where I need to, just choosing that erase button, make the diameter smaller if I need to, and then just really make sure we're not encroaching to the teeth as well. Same on the inside, 5, might have to go a bit smaller to 3 now. Highlight around the teeth. Highlight into the bone, make sure I've got all of that covered so we don't have those gaps. And if this happens where you do it and the paint doesn't come up, I'm not quite sure why, but if you go to another slice, hopefully you get better results somewhere along. So maybe we're too far away, so let's go. Let's go. Oh, not on there. Here's a good one. Paint. Select teeth. Yeah, I'm just going to make some wider brush strokes. And I'm going to tidy it up with the eraser. So now choosing the eraser, choosing smaller, and these teeth are touching, so I'm going to be careful not to remove all of it. And here, I'm just going to remove that, remove some of the overlap that I've done. So we're defining the teeth, move some of the noise that's outside here on the bone, same on this side. There we go. Now let's switch to outside, switch to paint. Going to go a much bigger brush stroke this time. And same again. Let's just define that outside colour. And there you have it. Let's go inside again. We're still on paint. I'll stick to the big brush so I can do some nice big definition. Switch to 3. Now let's switch to 1. Just get a little bit more definition on here. And then back to erase, and let's just clear up again some of that overlap which I've done. Because where we can, we want to avoid the extra noise that's going to come through. I've clicked paint outside, increased it again, and same as before, let's just define a little bit of that outside. Now I'm going to try to get a little bit closer here, just because some of that grey will interrupt for the noise as well. So let's try. Right, okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to click Grow from Seeds here. And on Grow from Seeds, we're just going to click Initialize. At this point, it's going to take quite some time for it to actually process all of this.